Hey everybody, David Alter here for Rink Toronto, presented by Brodie. Make a play, Canada's choice for free casino games, sports odds, and poker strategies. And tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs are on Long Island to take on the New York Islanders, the first of a 4-game road trip. Even though their last game was a road game, they did go home to practice first. So this is a 4-game road trip technically, and it will also be the first game that the Toronto Maple Leafs play against Pierre Engvall, the New York Islander. Remember, he was traded to this club for a third-round pick as the Leafs were trying to shed cap space and improve their roster. A couple of players spoke on that, said it would be pretty cool to kind of see Pierre Engvall on the other side. Kind of sucked that it happened, but they understand and acknowledge that it is just a business, and the Islanders, who are trying to push for one of the wild card spots, are definitely going to be a desperate team against the Toronto Maple Leafs. It will be 12-6 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the traditional one. They've done that. Justin Hall, he's already back in the lineup against Ottawa. He'll be in there as well. So will Mark Giordano. I had a chance to talk to Giordano about this plan with rotating different guys, and he's totally on board with it, even though he was a healthy scratch for the first time this season. He says it makes sense. He can't recall ever playing on a team with 9 capable defensemen who are healthy and can kind of rotate, and with a lot of new faces, it kind of makes sense to take his turn, so to speak, and not play in a certain game. But he will be back in the lineup tonight. TJ Brodie will sit this one out. We had a chance to talk to him moments ago. He blocked the shot, which forced him to miss practice yesterday. And even though he was on the ice for the optional skate, for the same reasons I mentioned why Mark Giordano didn't play, it's the same thing with TJ Brodie. He could play if they had to, but they have healthy guys. If anyone's the slightest bit banged up, they're not going to take that risk. They'll rotate other guys into the mix, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Luke Schenn is going to come out. Eric Gustafsson goes in. That'll be your 6th defenseman, apart from the other usual suspects in that regard. Up front, it'll be the traditional 12 forwards. Of course, the big story was William Nylander not going into the interior, and Sheldon Keefe pretty much calling him out, saying both him and John Tavares to some degree are not playing at the level that they have, which kind of explains why over the course of the last week there's been stretches where the Leafs have just been kind of giving up a lot of shots. They gave up a season-high 52 shots in their 5-4 shootout win against the Ottawa Senators on Saturday. So the Leafs are looking to kind of clean things up there. Ilya Samsonov is going to go in goal tonight. They did send Joseph Wall down to the Marlies, but it's going to be an interesting situation because he's expecting his first child, a son, and it could happen any day, any moment. You know, we were kind of joking around, like, what if he gets that phone call in the first period? What's going to happen? And Sheldon Keefe said, well, anything's possible. So the plan for now, and as they skated, it's going to be Ilya Samsonov in goal with Matt Murray backing him up. Samsonov was the what did rest the last game. Murray was the one who made 48 saves in that game on Saturday. And we got some news on Alex Steeve. There was a bit of a bizarre situation where he was up with the club, but he wasn't doing any of the skating. Didn't look like he wasn't playing, didn't get hurt or anything. At least we didn't think so. Asked about it this morning. Turns out he did get hurt in some training off the ice, which was why he wasn't on, but he's fully past that, which is why he is now back with the Toronto Marlies. So that explains why Alex Steeve wasn't necessarily an option, and Bobby McMahon, who had been called up to play in that game against the Ottawa Senators, will get the nod in the game tonight. Myself and Rob Wong will have your post-game show as per usual. Make sure you rate and subscribe on all of your favorite podcast platforms to Rink Toronto, presented by Brodie, Canada's home for casino games and sports odds, where everyone goes to play. Rink Toronto, pregame, postgame, every game.